Hey, before you hit play on anything, imagine this. You sit down, the room goes quiet, and the first sound that hits docent just come at you, it envelopes you. That's the moment you realize your old setup wasn't sound systems, it was sound flatlining. The Nakamichi Shockwafe 11.2.6 isn't just louder and deeper, it moves around you in a way that actually makes you sit up and feel it. This is for the kind of person who hears the difference between ambience and presence. You notice when sound feels distant, when explosions lack weight, when footsteps don't track with the scene. You've put up with adequate audio for too long, and you know instinctively when it's finally right. Before you go deeper, check the current price and availability. High-end Atmos systems like this don't stay available quietly, and hesitation usually turns into paying more or missing out. You didn't decide to upgrade because of one movie. It was the slow build of the dialogue that felt buried, the soundtrack that sounded thin, the action that should be slapped but just ticked. At some point, you knew your setup was short-changing your content and that you deserved something that actually delivered the emotion and impact you kept hearing in your head. The first time you power this up, it is unmistakable. Dolby Atmos and DTS suddenly become real. Sound doesn't just play, it moves. 6 height channels lift audio above you instead of just around you, so rain, helicopters, and ambient effects float above your head. The two 10-inch subwoofers aren't just deep, they anchor bass with authority that doesn't bloat or blur. Wireless bipolar surrounds fill the space laterally so effects wrap around you instead of just coming from the front. AHD Ultra processing means every moment is clean and precise, not muddied or congested. Movies become events because you read, not just watching, you read in the story. Explosions don't just make noise, they pulse. Dialogue stays anchored and intelligible even when the soundtrack is raging. Music hits with punch and clarity because your system finally has the range to do more than just approximate the performance. Even quieter scenes feel textured, layered, and alive. Once you experience that level of immersive fidelity, everything else starts to feel like a step backward. Every time you consider a weaker soundbar or a half-measured upgrade, you remember what real presence feels like and you end up right back here because settling suddenly feels unacceptable. If this system is on your shortlist, check availability now. Premium surround packages don't hang around long when people realize how transformative they are. You might wonder if it's too much for everyday use. That doubt evaporates the moment you hear how balanced everything feels, the way bass stays tight, height doesn't feel gimmicky, and dialogue holds its own. The surprise isn't just the depth and movement, it is how comfortable it all feels. Like your room suddenly has acoustic intention instead of just electronics. Sound feels layered, not flat. Effects feel everywhere, not just front. Bass feels powerful, not boomy. Dialogue stays clear, not buried. Your space feels like a theater. It does take thoughtful placement and space. And once you live with this scale of audio presence, ordinary soundbars feel under-equipped. At some point, you stop comparing specs and go with what your ears already wanted. Don't let this upgrade linger in your mind only to become one you regret delaying later. If you're ready for sound that actually matches the visuals and emotion of your content, the Nakamichi Shockwafe 11.2.6 makes that feeling a daily reality.